Okay guys, this tutorial is about the continental margins assignment. And I want to start with, this is where we start. We look at the ocean because where are the continental margins? On the edges of the ocean basin or along the perimeter of continents, right? So when you go to do this assignment, you want to pull up Google Earth. I've got Pro here. I'll look at the web version for those of you who aren't having the Pro downloaded. You lose some functionality and it might be a little bit more steps you have to take than using the Google Earth Pro. But just remember when you're doing these assignments that you're looking for the edge of a continental margin. So you have to be very careful that you don't pick some of these islands that are perhaps once back in geologic time were part of the continent, but they are no longer. So you really want to focus on the edges of continents. For example, I have had students do, the Hawaiian Islands and so forth. That is not the edge of a continent. Okay, so we got to figure out what's the difference between our different continents. So I want to quickly go to our provinces. Remember, as we look at the ocean basin, what we mostly see when we're looking here at this Google Earth is all this ocean basin. But if we were to go from one continent across an ocean basin to the other continent, we would actually pass through 3 provinces. And those sections are, we have the continental margin, or the edge of the continent. We go across most of the open space, which is our ocean basin, otherwise known as the DOB, the deep ocean basin. And then we get to the middle of the ocean where that ridge is, that divergent boundary, that part that looks like a giant crack in the middle where all of the new Earth is formed. And so this, of course, is a spreading center. And as we leave our continental margin across the deep ocean basin and hit that mid-ocean ridge, we repeat it going the other way. Deep ocean basin and then the other continental margin. And so that's why your next picture here is this one where we have the point A and the point B, and you can see that very nicely in this elevation profile. So one of the beauties of using Google Earth Pro is you can create this elevation profile to help you show, here's my continental margin, and it of course morphs and blends into the deep ocean basin. Come across, we get to the mid-ocean ridge, and then we repeat the whole process. So this is one constant ocean, Atlantic. That would be one to the other. This is a passive margin example. But I want to show you, since both of these margins look the same, they both have a shelf, a slope, and a rise, what happens if you are on an active margin. So this is a compilation where we're apparently going across an ocean, but we're not, because this side would be an Atlantic Ocean type and this side would be a Pacific Ocean. Recognize that on the deep ocean basin, this yellow, we have mostly abyssal plain, but we also have these seamounts, and you can clearly see that here, even in the Atlantic Ocean, where we see these little tiny volcanic eruption or volcanic hills and knolls, but they never breach the surface. We call those seamounts. And of course, if they are flattened off, we call them table mounts. But if you're looking at the one which is the compilation, on an active side, we have a much narrower continental shelf, we have a much steeper continental slope, and then we don't really even have a continental rise, because all of that sediment which would form the rise, think about the end of a slide, you go to the top of the slide and it's nice and level, that's your shelf, you slide down the slide, that's your slope, and where it levels off at the bottom has that little lip where all the sediment from your tennis shoes gets picked up at the bottom of that slide. That would be the rise. We don't have that. We have a trench instead. Now remember, the trench is part of the oceanic basin. It is the part where the subduction's occurring. So this trench is not part of the continental margin, but it's an excellent indicator of where we need to look to find an active margin. All right. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to start this project. Instead of doing it in Google Earth, I'm going to do it in the Google Earth Pro, where it's downloaded to your desktop. All of this is free software. I'm going to go to do it from the web for those who need to do it there. So I'm on the web. I've done my search for Google Earth, and it says get the Google Earth web. And so you can clearly see there's a difference between the two, where here's my Google Earth Pro, and I have different tools available to me. And here is my Google Earth on the web, and I only have a few tools. And of course, you would be signed in to whatever your Google account is. This is the one here where you click on it. It says create a project. Now, you've done this before when you loaded your KML files, hopefully. If not, well, here you go. So I want a new project, and I'm going to create the project in Google Drive, and I need a new feature. What am I going to add? Just a little pinpoint to say where I'm going, or am I going to go ahead and draw a path to show you what I call the continental margin? So that's what I'm going to do. So what you can see is where my mouse is moving, it says select the starting point. So until I click, I am not going to have a problem. I need to just decide where it is that I'm going to go. And so I'm actually clicking my mouse and moving around to see where I want to start. And I'm zooming in and zooming out, but I will have to select the starting point by double clicking. So I have to decide which basin am I going to. I'm going to go here off the coast of Africa, as I said. I'm not going to say which basin type of margin that is, but I want to zoom in here on San Pedro in Liberia. And I'm going to look here in the corner, try to get as close to the 0 meters as I can to show that I'm on the actual vertical elevation, right? So I want you to notice sometimes that it switches where you lose the actual elevation. This is, of course, the altitude of the camera, but you lose your seafloor elevation sometimes. Don't let that stress you out. Sometimes it just has to do with how zoomed in or zoomed out you are. So we're going to come around here. Make sure it's moving so that you're right there. All right, so let's come to about right here where it says I'm 2 meters, and I'm going to click my starting point there. That's a hard click, not just a simple click and move, click and move. And I know that I'm ready to start making my little path, if you will, because it's a little dangled attachment here. So now I need to zoom out and decide how far offshore am I going to go. I've just clicked and moved, but until I do a hard click, it's not going to make that endpoint for me. So how deep is the average ocean, right? It's 4,000 meters. So I need to go ahead and pull out where I'm zooming out to where I know I'm fully in the deep ocean basin. I can see some slanting here. This must all be part of slope. At the base of that would be some continental rise where all the piles of sediment go. So I picked a pretty narrowish one. As you can see, there's lots of different widths of the continental shelves, even on this same type of margin for the Atlantic Ocean. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. And so 4,000 meters, I'm going to go ahead and stop my my path at about 4,000 meters. So I'm going to click here, and I double clicked. If you don't remember to double click to end it, you will be able to continue to have another line piece added, but double clicking will end it. Also, you can hit enter, that would do it. And so this is going to be my margin 1, and I'm not going to tell you the name of it. Again, you have to decide. All right, so save. I can also add a pinpoint here if I want to, and say this is my place is San Pedro, Africa. All right, and save. Okay, so now comes the part where if you were in Google Earth Pro, you would have laid down your path a little differently, and you would be able to do an elevation profile and get all the data that supports your argument. But if you're on the web, you have to use the ruler. And so the ruler, make sure that notice your units here are in meters. Is that the same? Because if you're going to do rise over run, comparing the slopes of your different margins, not just visually, but with the data, then you're going to make sure that you're switching this unit to the proper one for you. So I know that as I look at this, I can see that all of this change, this dark line, that is the shelf break, where the continental shelf breaks and we move into the slope. So I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to click about right here at the start. And I'm going to come over to what I see to be the edge of my shelf break right here, and I'm going to click. And if I don't release it, I'm going to keep clicking, clicking, clicking. So I can either try to go back and double click, or I can just hit enter. And so I'm going to hit enter, and it drops me. So it switched to kilometers. Let me put it back to meters. And so right here, as I hover my mouse, I can see the elevation. So right here, I am at about meters. So I'm about 0 meters, say 6 meters. And at the edge here, I have dropped 71 meters. So I've gone down from, about 6 meters in elevation. So the difference in that, I can do my subtraction. But we're looking at the fact that over 19,000, let's just round that, 20,000 meters, or what is that? 20 kilometers. In 20 kilometers, I've only gone down in my elevation about 80 meters. So that's a pretty gentle, that would obviously be my continental shelf. So here's my shelf break. So I'm going to start a new one, and now this time I want to talk about my slope. And so I'll start my point here at the shelf break, and then I have to decide how far down am I going. Where do I stop being slope and become continental rise? And so depending on where you're going, and we've already said this is the end of our line, so I'm going to take it down to what appears to be probably about right here, and I will hit the enter to drop it. And so in this 35,000 meters or 35 kilometers, I've gone from 92 meters, dropped down to almost the ocean floor. If you wanted to take it further and actually be at the ocean floor, but this probably looks like the continental rise to me. So you can look at your continental slope and the actual depth values here. And so that's how you can talk in Google Earth on the web. So I'll need to go and find my other type of margin. And so again, I would be looking for probably a trench for the convergent boundary. And I'm going to create my new feature. I'm going to draw a line or shape. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to get to the edge of the coastline here as my starting point. Do I need to go way out over here? Look at those beautiful seamounts. No, I don't, because the trench is the demarcation that I have left the continental margin and gone into the deep ocean basin. So for this side, when you're looking at the trench, you can just go over the trench a little bit here just to show that you've gone over. Technically, the continental margin ends here, right? But if I were doing an elevation profile, I would want to show that. So decide whether you want to end it here or come over to this side. That part really doesn't matter, just so long as you talk to us about the fact that there is this trench. So where you want to clock it off will depend on what you described. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And please notice it says press enter to save the line, or you can just double click, which I didn't double click, so I'll do this and I'll say margin 2. And then again, I will get the ruler and I will start zooming in and discussing, you know, shelf, slope, rise, if there is a rise. Now, if I were to do this, taking the time to download Google Earth Pro, you can see that I have a bunch of different tools over here. So I'm going to go to the same place we went to before, which is San Pedro. I can search for it here to make my life faster. So San Pedro, Africa, there is a different one, so make sure that I type in the right one. All right, so on this one, instead of doing the way this one, we come up to the tool and it's the 3 dots. It says add a path. This dialog box opens. Don't worry about that for now. For the moment, whatever path you make is going to be called untitled path. And as you can see, I have a lot of untitled paths over here. So that, you know, you might want to change the name, but be careful, because as soon as you close this dialog box, you close the path. You can edit all of this information afterwards, including changing your altitude so that you're clamped to the sea floor instead of clamped to sea level, which is 0. So as long as this dialog box is open, I have the target. I'm going to zoom in here. Now be very careful when you're using Pro, because it does not allow you to click. As soon as you click, you make the mark. So I'm looking down here at my elevation, and I'm going to try to get as close to 0 feet as I can. Let's go. Ooh, look at that. And then I'm going to just use my mouse wheel to wheel out to see where do I want to put my line. And so since this is showing feet, you can change that if you want in the toolbar, but it's not necessary. Just do the conversion of 3, right? Divide by 3 and you're at meters. So if 4,000 meters is the average depth of the ocean, you're looking at 12,000 feet to be in deep ocean basin for sure. So I'm going to come out here to about, I don't know, that's showing about 12,000 feet. So I'm going to click there. Now, if a single click that I just did, and notice it has the green mark, I can still see how I still have the target. I'm still in the creating a path mode. My next click would make another piece of this path, and the next click will be another piece of that path. I don't want that. I want this one simple, this is what I'm arguing is my continental margin. Everything else would be deep ocean basin. So at that point, what I would do is I would come over here, and if I forget and say okay, then all I have to remember to do is come back and do right click, properties, and I can change this to margin 1. And don't forget to change the altitude to clamped to the sea floor. That will allow you to see the data. So right click, show the elevation profile, and look how beautiful it is. I can click and grab and highlight. There's my shelf. Notice it says it up here. Here's my slope, and there's my rise, and somewhere out here is the deep ocean basin.